happy new comic book day. It is Wednesday, March 11th. This happens to be my biggest new comic book day of the month, so I figured I'd take you with me. I'm probably not going to film a ton in the store because it makes me nervous that I might be making other people nervous. So, you get what you get there. But I have a new number one that I'm very much anticipating in my pull box, just waiting for me. I have continuations of other things that I'm reading that I have very, very much so been looking forward to, also sitting in my pull box. And then I do have two titles that I am hoping I'm not too late to grab today because they are not in my pull box. The way people have been being about number ones and also image books right now just has me stressed. I'm just gonna be optimistic that the two things I'm looking for happen to be there and that I'm not too late for them. But let's go to the comic book store. We are back. I had two little gift coins for my comic shop. I don't know if that's normal, but that's how they do gift cards. They're like little tokens. It's cute. So my biggest weekend books of the month should have been $22 and it was only $12. So let me show you what I got. First off, top of the stack, we've got the Seasons issue 9. I have been very patiently waiting for this to resume, and I am so glad to see it A, in my box, but B, now in my hands. This is going to be such a tough week of picking what I read first. I recently gifted one of my friends the first trade of it, and she is not a super huge comic book reader, but does occasionally read them, and she just reported back that she loved it and will be looking for the other ones. So if you're not on the Seasons but have been looking to jump in, it's kind of a good time because you can catch the first 2 volumes, get the first 8 issues, and then 9 should be pretty easy to find just because I think it's popular enough that stores are ordering many, many copies, and they have really, really cool covers. This is such a fun book to pick up monthly. I'm obsessed. One of my other favorite books, Blood and Thunder issue 11, and this may be one of my favorite Blood and Thunder covers because you've got this back-to-back duo situation going on, and it kind of, dare I say, warms my heart. Blood and Thunder, I'm not seeing a ton of people pick up, but I wish more people were. It is a very witty, sassy, snarky main character named Blood, and then her sentient gun, Thunder, and they are just ripping jokes back and forth, but they're also on a mission. So they are traveling through space and trying to find some bad guys, and every single issue is just full of really good humor, really good art. 10 out of 10 all around. I've been having a blast every single time I pick this book up. Next up, we did secure the A cover for Jessica Jones. There was a variant that I was kind of hoping for of her lounged back in a chair with a brown bag in her hand. It's very gray toned, and I thought that'd be kind of cool. It would have tempted me if they had it. They didn't. Otherwise though, I'm really stoked on this A cover because it's such a good homage to the other story. I've been rereading the volumes 1 through 4 versions that I have, and I'm in the middle of 3, so I actually, as excited as I am about this, I'm gonna need a couple more days before I pick it up, but boy, I just want to absolutely rip into it. This is the first Red Band book that I have gotten in my time pulling comics now, so kind of interesting, exciting. I don't know, it's just very funny that my comic is bagged, because I'm also not a blind bag person, so the bag inside the bag and board is really funny delivery to me. Next up, we've got the 2 books that I was on the hunt for. I did read part 1 and part 2 of the Death Spiral event that's happening with Spider-Man, Carnage, and Venom, and I realized I should probably just pick up the Venom books as well, which would have left me a few holes in the story had I not. I think this is an absolutely sick cover. I'm happy to pick it up, and we are getting very, very close to that number 1000, so I didn't really want to miss this event, and I think it's kind of cool to have the continuity in the covers with those little badges that tell you what they are. And I really will say that the Venom situation is what had me the most hooked from the first book in the Death Spiral situation. So I'm actually happy to pick up Venom, whereas if you'd asked me this a week ago, before I read the other things, I was kind of the mindset of like, and now do I have to go pick up Venom? I hope this doesn't come back to bite me in the ass, because this is quite a large event, an expensive event, because these are all $4.99. So, and then lastly, Bleeding Hearts issue 2. This being a very close to number 1, being Vertigo. I have been so panicked that I wasn't gonna get my hands on it because it wasn't on my pull list. I just picked up issue 1 on a whim, really enjoyed it, wanted to see where it was going to decide whether or not I should add it to my list though, and ultimately regretted that decision because it stressed me out all week wondering if I was gonna get to my store in time to pick up issue 2, and I did. They had a few copies on the shelf. I'm super excited because issue 1 takes you through this little town from the point of view of Poke, your main character, who is a zombie, who's starting to question whether or not he kind of like believes in doing zombie things anymore. He's starting to feel like a little bit guilty, I think. And he comes across some humans in this story that you know exist. And I really think that this issue is going to be the perspective of the humans, which would be really interesting because the world that you're in is so overtaken by zombies. And I'm really curious about that human perspective, and also that human-zombie interaction that we're going to get with Poke, because he's obviously something special and different is happening with Poke. That is it for my new comic book day of March 11th. Now I'm just on to what I'm gonna read first. I've gotten into such a good habit of reading a single issue before bed every night, so these should kind of get me through for a minute, but I'm gonna read something now. I'm gonna pick up something now. And I think I gotta wait on this because I'm still in the middle of my reread. So as much as that pains me, it knocks my options down to 4. I did just read a ton of this, I feel like, because my last 2 single issue reads were Death Spiral events, so that can wait. If I'm going between Blood and Thunder and The Seasons, I'm gonna set Blood and Thunder down just because I'm so excited that The Seasons has returned. I read Blood and Thunder last month, and you know, kind of same with Bleeding Hearts. I read Bleeding Hearts last month, so in that same vein of logic, The Seasons is gonna be my pick for now. This is what I'm gonna indulge myself with, and I hope that you had a really good new comic book day, that you were excited about whatever you are reading, whether it's something new to you or a reread like I'm having a ton of fun with those Jessica Jones books. So I will catch you next time. Happy reading.